Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Raul.
And it's Mike.
And we'd like to welcome you back to the AO podcast, and this is episode 21.
Mm-hmm.
Now, real quick, before we get into
21.
I hate that you did that. But before we get into it, links for everything, follow us on social media, everything, or listen to us also on Apple Podcast and Spotify, and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Links for all those are down in the description, as always.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Down on the disc.
Yeah. Now, there's something before. Now, you guys see the title of the episode.
Uh-huh.
We are, of course, going to be doing the Death of Slim Shady album review.
Yep.
But before we get into that, we got to talk about some stuff because there's been some crazy shit happening in America recently.
For the aliens in a million years, when you find this recording, it's been a week of mid to late July 2024. Been a crazy time for politics right now. Crazy time for the world and what's gonna go on ahead. First off, I think we want to get into it. Can we see it? Like assassination on? It's not like
probably not. We'll just...
the attempted thingy of Donald Trump.
That's not a great. Don't say the attempted. That just sounds worse. Just be like the Trump situation. You can't just say the Trump situation like thingy. The fuck.
Like we gotta censor ourselves. So like that's.
But fucking thingy.
Like so. Anyways, the thingy.
What we're trying to refer to is recently Donald Trump was giving a rally somewhere in Pennsylvania, which was being broadcast on live TV, and during which speech there was an open fire from a person with an assault weapon, and one of the bullets almost came close to
his head,
hitting Donald Trump in the head, but he did manage to move his head slightly to the side at the very last second, which caused the bullet to only be able to graze over his ear.
Yeah.
So then that happens, and then if you watch the video, you see all the Secret Service people, obviously
slow as hell.
Yeah, slow as hell. They go to the stage and they take him down, and then here's the thing that makes this probably one of the craziest things I've ever seen in my lifetime. Is, mind you, there's like still shots being rang out as him and the Secret Service people are dug down behind the podium.
Yeah. And
then all of a sudden, you see Donald Trump stand up and put his fist in the air and yelling, "Fight, fight, fight!" And
those exact words. I'm like.
At this point, as I'm watching the video of it, I'm just flabbergasted because
bamboozled.
I'm like, who the
extremely bamboozled.
Who the fuck almost gets shot in the head, and then there's still shots being rang out, and the first thing that comes to your mind is
like, let me put my head back out real quick.
Let me poke my head back out there and see what's going on. Like
that whole situation, like, who does that though? Gangsters.
Yeah, listen.
That's a joke. I can't even go through with that.
But listen, what I will say, just randomly out of this whole situation,
Joe Biden can't do that.
No, he can't. No, he would have died when they fucking tried to tackle him, dude.
Like the wind blowing from the bullet would blow him away and then fall on the floor.
No, he probably would have gotten startled, dude, and fucking
died of like a heart attack right then and there.
And we'll get into that a little bit later.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if I could say that.
No, my God, you gotta keep it in now. But he is like a very, very old man.
Yeah, but no,
he was older.
I say that for a reason. We'll get into it right now. But no. So, anyways, this.
Listen to our podcast. Don't take it out of context. Listen to this podcast in order.
Bro, it's
let's listen to it.
Dude, they're always gonna take shit out of context.
It's an Eminem joke. Listen to this podcast in order. It's not meant to be out of order, or else, like, you wouldn't get it. Anyways, let's go back to the Trump shit, because that shit is insane. The reaction has been insane. Everything has been insane.
Literally, like, everybody. But I will say, though,
everything is heightened now.
I cannot argue with the fact that somehow, in the midst of all of this chaos, one fucking brave cameraman was able to capture what will probably go down in history as...
that sucks, too.
As arguably... Like, whether we like it or not, as arguably probably one of the hardest presidential pictures of all time.
Yeah, it looked like a picture you would see when like that painting from when you first discovered America.
People have been saying on Twitter that I completely agree with. They're saying that this is going to be a picture that's going to be in history textbooks like years from now.
Yeah, this is going to be hanging on some frat boy's wall in 50 years. Like, he's like, that's the America I know, and shit like that. It's, oh my God, it's everything right now is insane. We're living in the Mike Judge cartoon and shit. We're like Beavis and Butthead in a way. Like, this is our like Beavis and Butthead world. So it's just like, it's crazy when I look at Beavis and Butthead and be like, that makes more sense than what's going on right now.
But so there's been a lot of my packs
his Wheaties
of weeds just fell. Fell out. Can grab that mic.
Oh my God. I can't. I'm not gonna go down there. My body is not fit to go down there at the moment. We just fucking.
I got it.
You got some Wendy's and they forgot your cookies and shit.
Oh yeah, that's fuck. Hey, I don't know if you guys have ever felt the pain of ordering cookies and then not getting cookies.
Yeah,
it's probably some of the worst shit ever.
I know. Well, I counted that. It was like when you get. One time I went to Jack in the Box, I got like the Swiss bacon burger, and then like I bit into it. Like I was craving this shit, but I bit into it. Something felt weird. And then I'm like, well, this is not the texture I know. So like I find out that like they still left the paper on the cheese. And I'm like, you fucking kidding me? Left the paper on the cheese.
Hey, it's protein,
not more greens and shit, And I was so devastated. I was like. I was like depressed.
That's
for, like,
the funniest, laziest, but most relatable fast food worker shit ever.
I know, because one time I'm gonna say where I worked at, but like I put nuggets in like a container and shit goes by way too fast, so like I just put it out without thinking. I didn't double check, and then I see customers come back and they pull out like a nugget box, and I'm like. And then like my manager comes, he's like, Mike, what is this? And then like he opens it, it's like 3 half-cooked nuggies, and I'm like, I don't know what happened there.
But
oh my God.
So back to
that would have killed Biden. My nugget.
You're stupid. But then back to the topic.
Yeah.
So there's ever since this happened and went down.
Everything's been crazy.
There's been a lot of speculation and a lot of talk of what might have or might have not happened.
Yeah.
We're not really going to get into that because we want to try to stay away from politics.
And also, it goes so deep. Like, it's
we're
crazy.
Mainly just covering it because it is something that is crazy that did happen.
You want to know our actual beliefs? Follow us on our Instagram, our Twitter.
Follow us on
our Letterboxd.
Individual accounts if you want to, get a little bit more of our political insight.
Yeah, I'm the type of dude to talk about politics and Letterboxd and not on Twitter. So, like, that. So it's just randomly
post like a fucking politic meme every once in a while. I don't really get into it like that.
Yeah, but your memes are fucking fun. Yeah. I bet people are like, oh, I didn't know this happened today.
No, but dude, fucking yeah, it ain't true. Like some people that follow it are probably their political news, dude.
No. Political news.
Hey, don't put my fucking last name out there, bitch.
You have to. I censor it. Your last name's on your Instagram story.
No,
bro.
it's not.
Oh, it's not on your Instagram. Oh my God.
No, it's fucking not.
Oh
it's
my God.
Raul, aka DJ Nano.
All right, cool. I swear to God, I see your name. No, I see
you. Now I have to take that out.
I censor it. I don't really care about my. I'm gonna be like, if people are gonna find out, but like, it's just like my name's on there. But
fuck you, well then say your last name, bitch.
Okay, Michael Martinez.
It's how many fucking Michael Martinez there?
I know, so it doesn't even matter if you try to find me. You're just gonna.
To be fair, my name's common as fuck.
I know, so like you're fine. People try to find you, like, oh, is this you? And it's like, It's like 100 other people. Mexican. Yeah, I know. Oh
but
my god.
No, so anyway,
that is being like the Mexican. It's like your name's not common. If you want to
get our own political views, follow us on our individual accounts. But we're just gonna. I just wanted to bring this up because, of course, it is something that's wild that did happen.
Well, and then something else wild.
Yeah, and then too. So speaking of Joe Biden, the reason why I say he may not be with us long is because it was just recently announced that President Joe Biden had test positive for COVID.
Yeah. So and. It's Joe.
It's Joe. Oh my fucking! That might be the lamest shit you've ever.
Have you not seen Twitter? Like it's just like it's Joe.
No, but the fact that you brought that up, that's like the worst joke you've ever said on the podcast. But no, yeah. So if you know anything about Joe Biden, you know that
he's fucking old.
He's not a physically fit man.
It's not that he's not fit. It's just he's really old. He's like, to be fair, there's old people his age that do like actually look kind of good. But like if you know, we saw that last debate. Like, and if you're aliens in a million years from now, watch the 2024 debate.
If you keep falling everywhere, you're not physically fit.
Yeah, it's just. Well, he can't even talk. What makes Trump look good, you know, it's like really fucking bad. But he has COVID, which is crazy.
Yeah,
so it's just like, and not to mention like who Trump picked the who as his VP. I'm not gonna get into who it is, but like even conservatives are like, why did you pick him? Like even like people like that like are like questioning that decision. So it's just all over the place. Like there's no predicting it because like it's just everywhere like you go. It's just like. It's like hard to see, even when people were like, "Nah, he's gonna win. Nah, he's gonna win." Yeah. It's just like it's hard to predict, even as close as we are to the election. It's hard to predict. It's crazy.
Listen,
crazy time.
If I'm being completely honest, I think it's kind of. I'm not saying it's a for sure thing, but I do think it's kind of obvious who's probably gonna win.
Yeah, because Biden keeps doing shit that is just so stupid. Well, I'm not gonna get into that. Yeah, so you know, just follow us on Twitter, follow us on Letterboxd and Instagram. You know, we post memes too. Our memes are funny.
Yeah,
like our memes are really funny.
Oh, dude, you know what was my favorite? Somebody fucking made a meme. It was the 50 Cent album cover, but with Trump. Then fucking 50 Cent later on that night was doing a show, and he fucking used that picture.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
fuck.
Dude.
I hate 50 Cent too. Bro, my favorite meme is like when he's on the fist in the air, but someone drew a penis in between the fists. So it's just like he's jerking off a dick with the American flag behind it. So it's just... Oh my god, crazy times. Let's hope we make it to episode 50 at least, you know what I mean? So it's just,
hopefully the world doesn't end. But
you know, hopefully we're not like Mad Max characters. We're like, Raul, where's the water? And you're like, I don't know where the water is. You know? So it's just like.
But now, we want to talk about. Listen, as much as we try to get away from it, it always seems that there's something that keeps on happening in this whole Drake and Kendrick saga. Because just recently. Drake posted to his Instagram story.
Yeah.
And it appears that his mansion has flooded.
Because of the Toronto storms that are happening right now.
And
I know that TDE group chat, they be fucking hollering in there. It's like, guess what the fuck happened? They're like all roasting him and shit. And I'm not gonna front. Drake did say something funny. What on his story? What did he say again?
He said something like, "Oh, this better be like martini
espresso." I'm like, that's the most Drake response I've ever seen to a hurricane. Like an atomic bomb would drop in Toronto, he'll be like, "It's just another sunny day out here."
But so that happened, and
it's really. It's like fucking. Kendrick really is God. He's fucking Drake is like Moses.
This is for sure. I can definitely say that this is for sure the worst summer that Drake's ever had.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's just like, missed with all his disses. Even though the Drake stands are sucking his cock. It's just like Kendrick just keeps going. Like I didn't realize how long it's been since like the disses drop. It's been almost 3 months and shit. So which is crazy. So it's just like. it's been 3 months of this, and it's pretty fucking wild how easily Kendrick is able to like
Yeah, and
set
not
this
to
shit off.
mention that this is also apparently not going to just between Kendrick and Drake because recently
Uh huh.
Schoolboy Q took to Twitter to announce that his shows in Canada had been canceled.
Mm-hmm. Do you think
So,
that's coincidence, or is this like you think it's like Drake shit?
I mean, who's to say? But I can honestly say that. I mean,
Drake
if
is that petty.
if Drake does have influence, is somewhat of an influence in that city, and or in Canada in general,
Yeah.
I can see him doing some petty shit like that.
I think for me personally, I'm more of a believer it's a coincidence. But like then like Schoolboy Q went into like a little rant there about their feelings of about his feelings of Drake and like the Hill situation, and not to mention Absol also before tweeted a bunch of like cryptic like shit about like the uh Drake beef and shit and their feelings towards it. So that whole camp is like TDE and Kendrick till the day they go out. So it's just like it's actually like fun to see like that type of brotherhood online and shit.
Yeah.
Because especially since for the longest time people like were like it's Kendrick and TDE and Absol and Schoolboy and J Rock and SZA, are they all okay still? And this just puts to bed that like this beef has put to bed that like yeah no they're all still there. SZA was like in disguise at the fucking pop
Oh
out
yeah.
concert and shit. That shit is funny as fuck too. Fucking and SZA during the Drake beef when Jake mentioned her, she put on their story that like now why am I here? Now why am I here? So I think that also rubbed her the wrong way. But like fuck this bitch.
So well, who's to know? This
Yeah.
saga seems to be ongoing.
God is making this continue.
So
So
so we'll see what ends up happening next.
yeah.
But now to get into something that we can speak our minds openly about,
Yeah.
let's finally talk
Speaking of
about it.
speaking of politics.
Let's finally talk about it. So this has obviously been long anticipated ever since the album was announced.
I don't know what
But-
long. It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, but so now obviously you guys have heard us say that we were looking forward to this. We didn't really know what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
We got 2 singles off of it, which left us still with nothing to expect.
Yeah, you can never trust Eminem singles. You really can't. Even for his greatest albums, you can't trust the singles. So let's go.
So the album dropped.
Yes.
The Death of Slim Shady.
Mm-hmm.
And so I listened
25,
to it.
25, The Death of Slim Shady, Coup de Gras.
Yeah, Coup de Gras.
25 years after the Slim Shady LP too, which I think is like a kind of a nice note.
Yeah, and so I listened to it as soon as they dropped. And I think me and you actually listened to it at around the same time.
Yeah, you were ahead of me on like
Yeah.
3 tracks.
Yeah, so I hit play and Renaissance comes on.
Do we want to say our opinions first and then go into like the track list? Or do you want to say the track list first?
Well, we'll get into our opinions right now. I just want to kind of set the mood.
Okay, cool.
So let's just kind of, I guess the way we can do it is like, let's give our emotions as to what we felt when we first heard Renaissance, and then talk about what we feel about the album, and then go into like the tracks.
Yeah.
So when I first heard Renaissance come on, the one thing that stood out to me immediately is his voice.
Mm-hmm.
It sounded like his younger self.
Yeah.
Now I don't know how. I'm pretty sure they use like some sort of AI to do that.
I think it was like a mix of like maybe the help of AI, but it's more mixing and mastering because you could play with the voices on like the soundboards and all that shit. And yeah, he uses that to pitch his voice throughout the entire album, not just that song, but different voices from his past era and through the entire.
But so as I was listening to Renaissance, I was reminded of how he used to sound back in the day.
Yeah.
And so I was very excited when
Yeah.
this first track came on because I was getting a sense of the Eminem that I missed.
Mm-hmm.
So then, we'll go on to all the other tracks, but what were your first thoughts when you first heard Renaissance?
When I first heard of Renaissance, that actually like made me assure I was like, okay, there's going to be quality in this album. Like, because that first track did set the mood pretty well. Even though I have criticisms even towards that track, I still think that track, that his flow, even though it was very reminiscent of the old Slim Shady is still like so good. Like the fact that he actually wrote those bars too is actually like pretty dope as hell. You know, and I like I like how he set got into the album as like Slim Shady. You know, as like this alternate persona straight out the gate who's really angry, is really going towards this visceral act of degeneracy in like in a very purposeful way, you know. And there's a lot of potential in that type of concept. And the concept of the album is interesting as hell, you know. It's like he's laying to rest. At least I hope he's laying to rest. This character Slim Shady, the person that the alter ego that helped him get to where he's at today. You know, so I think that starting the album just confronting that concept, it's just like, okay, yeah, let's go then, you know. And even Eminem himself on Twitter put out that listen to this album in order, please. Like he was like making sure like the people like just listen to this album in order. There's gonna be some fuck shit in here that might be taken out of context because of how wild it is, you know. So it's just like, you know, well, like I'll get into that shit later. But opening Renaissance, I think is good, and I think this, you know, I have some opinions, but like I do think this is one of his easily like his best albums since Marshall Mathers LP 2, which I still think is a really underrated album. I don't think a lot of people give that album enough credit for what it was doing. Um, but like I do get it because some of the songs have not aged in the last 11 years. But like I think the concept I think is so like I was like okay he's done this before but I want to see what gonna do with it now, you know. He's a different type of person now, so let's see what he does. And his production, like another thing too, his production is stepped the fuck up from his last few albums. Like the production on this album is pretty great. Like it's sonically it sounds like okay I could like even if I'm not paying attention to shit, I could like put this.
Damn, Mike, you got all that for the just from the first track.
Yeah, sorry.
You said
I know,
way
I
more
know,
shit than I did.
I know. I'm so sorry because like I just want to transition to talk about like the whole album real quick. You know, it's just like yeah, you know, I don't like I don't know what the order is either, so it's just like but like you know, so yeah, from the whole album, yeah, I like that. Okay, but hey, so, let's go on. Let's go on. So, what's more stuff you want to talk about?
So now getting into how now we'll go into each of the tracks, but getting into how I actually felt about the overall album.
Yeah, that production on Renaissance didn't shock me too. I was like, oh, okay, it's like bouncing an old school and 8 Mile though. So like that's why I went into production like that.
I can honestly say that I think this is easily his best album since the Marshall Mathers LP 2.
Yes.
And I think I like it as much as I like that album. So I was definitely very, like I said, because I mentioned very many times on the podcast, on the previous episodes, that I wasn't really sure what I was going to, like, I wasn't really sure what to expect when it came to this album. And I was actually, and I told you many times also too off camera, that I was also low-key kind of worried because I kind of had a feeling that I was not going to like it.
Yeah.
And also, especially
because you didn't like Houdini, right?
No, okay, now here's the thing. I'm glad that you brought that up because now that you said that, the reason why I was getting worried is because I can honestly say now that I've heard the full album, I did not care for either of those singles, like at all. Mm-mm. Like when you listen to them in the context of the album, I couldn't care less. About those tracks. So that's one of the reasons why I was worried because after hearing that, I was like, okay, like this is not sounding that good, or like, well, not that good, but just not something that I would like.
Yeah, you're not that excited for it.
Yeah. But then after I listened to the full album, like I said, I really enjoyed it, and as Mike mentioned earlier, the production on this album really did step up. And so, honestly, I can say that while I won't say it's like a masterpiece or anything like that, I think that this is probably the best Eminem album that I'm gonna get for like my personal taste. Mm-hmm. Like now, like I think this is honestly the best that he's gonna be able to do for me as of now. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna take it, even though there are like Mike, there are some things that I don't like about it.
Yeah.
But overall, you know, I was happy with what I got, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts?
My thoughts are that that I really like how he's gonna approach this type of thing 25 years later. And I was very interested in the concept. I do think some of the parts of the concept do work, and I think the production is stepped up a bit. And I do think there are some very introspective things that do happen on this album that are like legit S tier, which we'll get into soon. Like I haven't heard Eminem's there's peak Eminem here. Like that's actually kind of crazy to me. Like there is actually peak Eminem in this album. And it's when it hits, it fucking hits so good. But overall, I thought it was messy. I thought it was I didn't think he really, the concept is cool, but like I didn't really think he really grasped on it enough to make it like into like something coherent and like interesting and like more fresher than what he's already said before. There's a lot of elements here of like just past albums. There's a lot of relapse on here. There's a lot of encore on here. There's a lot of like even like there's a lot of the encore shit actually kind of insane. But like there's elements of all his albums in here. Like this is like a culmination of even like Eminem's best and worst. Like that's for a fact. So it's just like because it has the peaks of both. I think it creates such a mixed bag for me. As much as I want to like admire, because Eminem with concept albums, like he can do it great. Like, and I think Eminem Show was has a great structure. Even something like Relapse has a flow with it that like makes sense within the album. But I just think it's a very disjointed and disingenuous sometimes in this album. But there are some really great things about it, which we'll talk about all of it right now. So what tracks do you want to go into?
All right. Well, I think we can just kind of go one by one, and then we'll just give like a very brief, like our very brief opinion on it.
Yeah. So the next one after Renaissance is Habits.
Habits. Yeah. Now, personally, for me, I can say that I really liked Habits. I really enjoyed the hook on it. I actually heard from, because I've seen quite a few people react to this album already on YouTube. And I was surprised to hear that a lot of people actually didn't care for the hook on that song. But I personally enjoyed it. But Habits was one that I did like.
Habits, I didn't really care for it. I also, sorry to burst your bubble also with this, but I also didn't really care about the hook. I didn't really care about this song. I didn't really care about Eminem's flows in here. I didn't care about what he was saying. It's just like old. Sometimes, even though it's like, oh, it's Slim Shady, it's just he still sounds like Slim Shady still sounds like an old man. It's just like, so it's just like that's what I got from this. But I do like some of the lyrics in here, like, and even the lyrics to the hook I really like the prescription. You need a prescription, man. Gotta miss you, Slam. You got an addiction, man. I'm just like, there's something in here that's actually like grasping anything. So I'll give it credit that, but like I didn't really care about the song like that.
Okay, so what's the next one?
Trouble, which
is a skit.
But like it's like the beat is crazy on that song. I was like, that's why I was like, I tweeted out was like, of course, when Eminem gets a good beat, he only uses it for 40 seconds. So it's just, I'm like, man, I really like that beat, and I would have liked even the concept of him just like, fuck it, let me just lay it out here. I don't like any of you. I'm gonna just say the wildest shit ever possible just because I can. I'm Slim Shady. I'm gonna see what triggers. I'm gonna just do it. And I don't even want to get much into the lyrics because like if you know the album, you know what it is. It's just like a bunch of like horrid shit for the sake of horrid shit, but that's like some Shady. But like on this track, I feel like it was really, really fun, and the beat was really good, and then we transition.
And wait, so the fact that we get that song, which I really enjoyed,
yes,
and then to go into some absolute bullshit, what's the next fucking song?
It's Brand New Dance. And I was gonna say that. It was like it went from a good beat to like a very horrible sounding.
Let me get into my bag now, Mike, because you've been the negative one so far.
I know. You got to bring in. Let's share negativity.
I fucking hate this song with all my heart. That beat sounds like diarrhea.
You know what the Sans are gonna say? It's intentional. It's supposed to sound like garbage, diarrhea. It's supposed to sound like fucking dog
That was
shit.
a heavy duty that was a heavy duty diarrhea.
Yeah, heavy. Booty is heavy duty, like diarrhea.
That's what he was talking about. He was talking about
this dance, this Christopher Reeves fucking song that sounds like straight. And I tweeted this too. it's actually it's actually horrifying that Eminem was able to replicate the encore sound this good. Like he put a lot of effort to make sure this sounded like an encore single. Make sure he sounded like a Rain Man and Big Weenie and shit like that. And my first single, like it actually does terrify. But the way like Kendrick writes "Meet the Grams" and was able to drop that horrifies me just as much as Eminem Eminem's ability to craft a song straight from one of his worst eras. Like it's actually like legit terrifying, and like it's so like blatant, it's so ridiculous. Like the horse gallops in the background of the song is just so fucking like so over the top. It's bad. It's awful. It's dog shit. But
with all that
it's
being
fascinating.
Said, you still enjoy it.
It's fascinating, but it's dog shit. I'm not gonna listen to it for fun. I'm gonna listen to it for education.
Shut up. You are gonna listen to that shit for fun. Don't even fucking lie.
It's fascinating. But then we get Evil.
And Evil was another one that I absolutely fucking loved because it kind of reminded me of something that you would kind of hear on Relapse.
Yeah.
So I really liked it.
Yeah. I thought it was cool. I don't really have much opinion on Evil. I thought the beat was okay, the hook was okay, and I don't think I'm just don't like his technical shit like on here. I think it was more blatant. I'm not gonna say it's like bad, but like I don't care for it. And then all you got is the skit.
Yep.
And then which good skit. And then Lucifer comes in,
yep.
which I really fucking enjoy.
This was for sure a Dr. Dre beat.
Yeah, no, this is like I know on the recent tracks, like I was like, it's okay. I don't really get it. I don't like it. But this one, Lucifer, this beat by Trey, crazy. Eminem spitting on here, crazy. I hate how he's like, I'm gonna kicked off Twitter, TikTok, it's just like it's like I'm just like, shut up.
Oh,
like,
I'm gonna fucking crop that.
like, can you stop with that flow? Like, and also you're not gonna kick off Twitter. You know who's on Twitter? People.
Like I'm gonna use that for the promo for this episode on Instagram. I'm just gonna post that fucking clip of you saying that with no context.
Because that's what he sounds like sometimes. I'm like, oh my god, it's like a fucking hammer in my ear. Like it's just like, but like this song though, it's like beginning. I'm like, whatever. But like then he starts flowing more, and I'm like, okay, no. He's talking about his mom again. He's like, if I could do this to mom, I could do it to you. I feel like he's on his Relapse shit on Lucifer, like very like, and there's some flows in here on Lucifer that's crazy. Like when he's talking about when he goes back to the slim voice, and he's like multiple lacerations, contusions, abrasions, bruises, hallucination, delusions, abuse of my language usage. I'm just like, bro, oh, this is good. This is fucking amazing. Yeah. And then he went to that Candace Owens shit.
Oh yeah.
And I am mad at her. I am the. Like it's very like so.
When you fucking said Clandis.
Yeah. That shit was fun. But okay, another bar that I really like. I know it's like this is like very low hanging fruit, but I do like these bars. He's like, not all I see is dollar signs, losers. Bitch, I was in the trenches like the Columbine shooters.
Yeah, you told me about that too. You fucking send that. You text that to me when you were listening to it. You're like, that's hard.
That's fucking dumb. I tweeted like, Eminem's lucky I like Columbine bars, so shit's
that's a wild thing to tweet. That's a fucking wild ass thing to tweet.
It's just like, but Lucifer, yeah, that whole shit, I thought he was flowing on that shit. I thought he sounded so good, and I wish there was more. This is the only Dr. Dre beat on the album, and I wish there was more like this because it really brought Eminem into like his like Relapse, old school Marshall Mathers LP type of bag, because he's both like being crude and like mean and like fucking an old man just trying to offend, but also like he's going at people in ways that are like poignant and make sense. It's just like only Eminem could like do that type of shit where he's like saying all this fucked up shit, but it'll be like, oh, okay, let me talk about like some actual problems in the real world right now. And that's what I think I wanted more of this album too. Like because you listen to his first 3 albums, he did that all the time in all of his songs. Like, there's always something. There's always a mixture of everything within a perfect Slim Shady song. I feel like this is such a really good one. There's some bars here and there that I really don't like, but I forgive all that because the song just sonically and with the penmanship is dope. Sorry, I was talking about Lucifer a lot. What's your opinion on it?
So, I think I already said I liked it.
Okay.
But so then we get into Antichrist, right?
Yeah, good transition too. Really good transition. Like, even though I'm not liking these songs, the placement kind of makes sense, kind of, but so, like
Antichrist. Honestly, I can say this one was cool.
It was, yeah.
I wasn't too I wasn't too hyped about it, but it was still a good track.
Yeah, I thought it was like, meh. It's just like, especially coming off Lucifer, I was like, okay, Antichrist, he's gonna go in like this, but it was just a bunch of yapping, like in the other. I know you're like offensive sake for offensive sake, but I need structure too if you're gonna do that. Like, it's just like I need something else, and he's just like talking, and I'm like, can't the song end? And then the beat switch comes in, and fucking Bizarre comes in.
Oh yeah. Oh fuck yeah, this is the one with Bizarre.
Bro, you know how fucking hard I fucking laughed when I heard his voice? I was like. Dude. I was like, hands on my head. I'm like, what the? No, why you gotta?
And you fucking text me too. You're like, Bizarre. Yeah, like the fact, dude. Like the fact that we got a fucking Bizarre verse in 2024 is fucking wild, dude.
What's Caitlyn Jenner at? I wanna fuck that hoe.
Where's Megan Stallion? I wanna fuck that dude. What the fuck?
Like, oh my god, it's. Like, I can't tell if I like it or not.
I want to be on Haley Jade's podcast, and then the fucking ad was like, why not?
Bro, what did he say before? It was like some fucked up shit. What a weird way to end it on, too. Like, why don't you say the Haley Jade podcast thing right before the last? Like, just switch the bars. Why is that like, all gas, butt naked, all ass, trying to get on Haley Jade's podcast?
I forgot that part. All ass. That was fucking great.
Why? And then after that, like, are you gonna be butt naked, all ass on the Haley Jade's podcast? You weirdo! Like, couldn't just switch the.
Dude, I forgot that fucking. Oh, that was fucking great.
Like, I can't tell if I like him because, like, no one likes Bizarre. Like, he's so.
Hey, speak for yourself. That was fucking dope.
That was for us. It's because, like, if you're gonna make a Slim Shady album that's like so horrid and horrible, what better way to like put the cherry on top with something like that is coming in with Bizarre, you know, who people say is one of the worst rappers of all time. I disagree. I just think he just is bizarre. Like, it's just like, it's fine, you know. It's fine.
Oh, that was fucking, dude. That was fucking great, dude. I fucking love it. But because it's random as fuck. Like
it's just like it doesn't make Antichrist better. And in fact, it might actually make the song worse. That was probably the best
part of Antichrist.
It was so it was random for us that we like especially as Eminem heads, we would never think of seeing reactors being like, who the fuck is this? Like, only like people who need help know who Bizarre is and shit. Like, so, you know, for us, it was very entertaining. You know,
that was fucking great.
It was fucking, and then Fuel comes in actually.
Oh, okay, so this is your favorite song.
Yeah, it's not my favorite song. But
well, it's your second favorite.
Yeah, it's not my second favorite either.
Well, fuck you, bitch. What the fuck? You're like, fucking Fuel is awesome.
This sound like fucking Fuse. So like, it sound like Eminem.
Eminem.
I know. I was gonna say that's like an Eminem song. He's like, come on.
Gee, are you sure you want me to leave that in?
Yeah, leave it in. I don't give a fuck. These stands don't know hip hop. It's fine.
I mean, that's not why I should take that, but okay.
Oh shit.
Oh, you're fucking dumb.
If it seems offensive in the editing, you could cut it out. But like,
I mean, it's
okay,
offensive right here.
Fine, we'll cut it out. Sorry, if you see a cut, I apologize.
I might just leave it.
No, then you're actually gonna get me in trouble. Anyways,
what
Fuel.
What the fuck you say?
Fuel.
I I mean, it's not like we did it. I'm pretty sure we've done it before.
No.
No.
Shut up! Now we have to actually cut it! You fuck! Alright, cut. Alright, back to the thing. Fuel, GID.
I'm not gonna actually cut it, I'm just gonna censor it.
Alright, fine, censor it. There's gonna be a lot of censoring this. There might be a lot of censoring in this video, actually. But like, Fuel, JID, kill that shit.
Let me
kill
tell
that
you,
shit.
when I heard JID on this, now, here's like...
Oh, yeah.
So, we'll get into it, because this is somebody that you've been wanting me to hear a full album from for a long time now.
Yeah, this motherfucker has never listened to JID. Can
so
you
listen,
believe that shit?
no, that's a lie. I know who JID is, and I've heard some of his songs. I just haven't heard a full album from him. So I know that he's dope. Okay, I recognize that he's a dope rapper. And I do like all the freaking tracks that I have heard him on.
Yeah.
And then also to hear him on this one with Eminem. He, like, that, his fucking flow. You know what I liked? I fucking liked when he did something with his cadence when he did, after he said the batter up thing. And he starts, and he goes into his other flow, and like, the way that he did, like, that kind of thing with his voice, like, that sounds like something that Kendrick would do. Like, that was really dope.
Yeah, a lot of people compared him to how he sounded with Kendrick, but I think he's like a combination of like Lil Wayne and Andre 3K. Like, he has that street hardcore punchline shit, but also his flows are like so unpredictable the way Andre 3K does it, and also his storytelling is amazing. Like, on this track, like, JID proves you could rap fast but also say tons of shit. Like, you read the lyrics and you listen to them, like, okay, no, there's no filler in this shit. It's straight hardness and street, but like also super sporadic and unpredictable. Like, JID killed this shit. I can't imagine. Shout out to JID for being on an Eminem album. And rappers never be on Eminem albums, you know. Eminem doesn't even have his own rappers on his Eminem albums.
Like, when you really think about that, it's low-key fucked
like, there's no West Side Boogie, there's no Grip, there's no, like, look at anything Griselda, like, there's no Alchemist.
Totally, like, he could totally give him, like, major shine, but he just doesn't.
Like, you know, he's just like, nah, it's like... But JID is fucking killed this shit. Killed this shit. One of the best verses on the album, for sure. And then Eminem comes in. It's good.
And, yeah, and then so he does... He says a line that has probably become the most infamous line of this track, which is the RAPER. I got so many SAs. And then he's like, oh wait, he didn't just spell the word rapper and leave out a P, did he?
No,
and people were losing their fucking minds.
I will say, I do like the P Diddy shots. They are outrageous in here. This is like, that's like, okay, like.
And it's not the first time that he's done that.
Yeah, no, it was like, Kill Shot ended that way, and that Kill Shot, I think I need to arc because people think. Like, I think Kill Shot is also one of the best Eminem songs he's put out in the last 10 years. I think that song's amazing. But back to Fuel. I thought his verse was like nice.
Funny, we have a different opinion.
Yeah, it's just like it's crazy. But like, it's just like, I think I thought he was okay. I thought he was just, again, I just feel like he's just blabbling. Like, I'm like, okay, this is cool, but like, what the fuck?
When he got into that whole C rhyme scheme, that was fucking dope. Just because I liked how long he was able to stretch that out for.
Yeah, you know, I think it is cool. Like, technically, it's like good. Like, it's like the Alec Baldwin reference is pretty funny too. But other than that, I thought JID did this thing. Eminem was all right. Therefore, I think the song is good. But I don't think I'm gonna listen to it again as much as
that shit's on replay for me, dude.
Damn. And then Road Rage comes in, which is crazy.
That's another one I fucking hated.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, cool. Oh, he's like, oh, he's offending people. Oh shit, you know. He's like, although I did crack a smile a little bit, just how outrageous he went in on fat people. Like, the other types of people he was talking about, like, you know, he's like, whatever, but like, I'm like, damn, like, it was like,
Mike felt offended.
Like, I'm like, damn, I'm fat. Like,
that was your self-realization.
Damn, I am. Like, Eminem's calling me fat. Like, no, but like, I thought, like, just, it was cool. I don't think it was just creative outside of just being shock, you know. But be like, oh, but that's the point, though. It's part of the concept. Like, it's supposed to like be like that. It's still not good, fool. You could like aim what you're going for. It's still not being good. Like, there needs to be as fucked up as old Eminem shit is, there's still replay value. As fucked up as Criminal and Kill You is, there's still replay value. You know what I mean? But like here, it's just like okay, cool, whatever. Like next, I guess.
So what was the next track?
Houdini.
Let's just skip over that.
All right, breaking. Oh, people are gonna get mad about that because there's a lot of people who legit like that song.
Yeah, but we already fucking went over it anyways, kind of.
Oh, we did. Oh yeah, I forgot. Anyways, breaking news. Which Slim Shady and Eminem started a riot in Detroit. Also, they actually got the Detroit newscasters for that skit. That's pretty fucking dope. Like, damn, he's that influential. But also, it's kind of cringy to hear these. He's like, and Gen Z is rioting, and these little people are like going out of control. I'm like, you had him say that. But then my favorite song off the album comes in, which I think is one of Eminem's best in a very, very, very long time.
So then
Guilty Conscious 2, which, oh my god, Raul, you know how, oh my god, this is good. Now, like, I've been more critical on this album and shit. I think, it's alright. Don't like it. It's alright. Whatever. Like, what, not for me. But this shit, 100% utilizes the concept and is able to make a back and forth true to life sequel to one of his most iconic albums. Like, it's just like now he's the bad and the good fighting with each other and like really reflecting on like his career and like what he did through this storytelling track. And it's godlike. It's S tier shit. I really fucking, and it's like one of the only songs on the album that really utilizes the concept into its full measure. Like that's why I'm more critical of the other songs. I'm just like, what else does it do for the album? But like this one, that does everything for the album, and it's so good. There's so many lines in here that are amazing, And there are there lines you wanna go over or you?
I fucking hate that you asked me because there's one, but I don't think I can.
No, you can't say. But point is, Slim Shady is definitely Slim Shady on here.
I'll put it in the vaguest terms for people who have heard the song. You know exactly what I'm talking about. But when he said, "Here's the thing about these people," they don't know that they're these kind of people.
Yeah, that shit was insane.
That was fun. I had to pause it
because it was an insane thing to say. I'm just like, but then like it's insane, but like it's in the like it somehow still works for the context of the song because he's like Marshall himself is like, what the fuck did you just say? I think a little too much. Like a lot of Marshall is like, I'm like, okay, can you say something back, bitch? So it's just like, yeah. So it's just like, yeah. But like,
at this fucking impersonation.
Yeah. Of the deaf people. Sorry, deaf people. Yeah, you got roasted on this album too for no reason. There's a lot of things he said.
I hate that fucking made me laugh the first time.
I know. It's like that's pure Slim Shady too, making you laugh at the worst shit possible. Back
it's so unexpected.
Like it's like this is it's just like so like low hanging fruit too, and like it's the awareness Eminem has as a songwriter to be able to use the low brow and the no brow to its full advantage to tell this type of like story about like his conflicting career. You know what I mean? So yeah. I and not only that, near the end when Slim Shady's like, yeah. You were scared to say shit, but he molded me, and then he does that whole flow and shit.
And then
oh my god!
Their voices together.
Yeah, so not only this, like adds to a layer of like Slim Shady, but also like this is Marshall being like, "This is what happened when this happened." You know what I mean? Like this is your fault too. It's like it's just like amazing. That's like one of my favorite part in this whole album is like when Slim Shady and Eminem together sound like nerds, but like when they come in and tell to Marshall like about why Slim Shady took over, and it's like, and the lead up to that, it makes sense within the concept of the album too, because it makes sense to the lead up point where Marshall is like, why are you making fun of this and that? Like it's like it's bygone be bygone. Like it's such an era. Like you can't leave it in the past, which is a thing that Eminem in his entire career has been shat on for. Is like, bro, just let it go. You don't need to be that edgy anymore. You know what I mean? So it's just like. It's a very self-reflective, self-aware song that's just so happened to be like a hard storytelling track. I think also the beat's crazy. This beat is fucking nuts. It's fucking amazing. And the ending's really funny too.
So yeah, overall we both really enjoyed the track.
I think it's S tier M. Like
it's definitely one of the best songs that I've heard in a while. It's I even told you this. It gave me the same feeling as the first time I heard "Bad Guy" on the Marshall Mathers LP.
Yeah, that's a really good track too.
So very dope song. It's a very dope song. I really liked it. What's the next track?
Head of Honcho.
Now, I'll make it brief. I didn't like the song, so go ahead.
It's his. Damn. No love for Ismail. What he was rapping?
No.
Rapping. You didn't like the Filipino language he was using.
No, I mean not no. Wait. That. Fuck you. That made him sound really bad. Listen, no. What I mean is. I just didn't care for him.
No, I totally get it, bro. You know how many reactions I saw like on the side? The chat was like, "Oh, he's speaking Spanish, cool," and I'm like, "You dumb fucks!" It's like it's like one of those like languages they use in the Philippines. There's tons of languages over there. Actually, I didn't know that. So it's just like, but like people are like, oh, he's speaking Spanish. It's so cool. Like, bro, really? Have you not heard like have you not seen like Breaking Bad at least? Like, really like those people who don't know Spanish are speaking Spanish. So she's like,
but no, yeah. So
I thought the song was okay.
Yeah, I didn't care for it.
Yeah, I thought the song was just okay. And then one of his more emotional tracks, Temporary.
Okay, so now we get to Temporary now.
I thought it was okay. Go on.
This one, I feel like it definitely hit for me because here's the thing. We've heard Eminem rap about things of a similar nature. Mainly, he's done it through the perspective of obviously the things that he had to deal with his drug addiction.
Mm-hmm.
And how that almost basically took his life.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like with all the other tracks that he's done of this nature, while they are emotional, it isn't really that. It unless you either have somebody close to you that is an addict or you were an addict yourself, I feel like you can't really relate as much. But with this track, he's talked about something that everybody can relate to, and that's losing a parent.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that's why it hit for me a little bit harder because it's like it's something that we all think about, like what it's going to be like when our parents are no longer here. So and also too, I don't think it's really a song that was meant for us as listeners.
Yeah, it's more for his daughter and stuff.
And so also to that, I will say, like, I did enjoy the track, but I will say that in the scope of the album, it did feel very out of place.
Yeah, I wish there was like a song before where it's like,
you know what I wish it would have been? You know how you did that whole like, if you pre-order the album or some shit, or if you purchase the album, you get 2 bonus tracks.
Yeah.
I feel like that should have been one of the bonus tracks.
Yeah. Because it does come out of left field, and I'm like, why after Head Honcho? Like, why is that like the next thing you put is Temporary? Like, it's just like even like just switching Temporary and Bad One, I think would have worked better than like where Temporary is now. Yeah. And I also think, my opinion on the thing, also, it's just like I think it's very sweet and very heartwarming. I don't think it is. It's not definitely not made for us as listeners and more for her, but also like we've heard. I guess I'm just more emotionally attached to like one of the, like Eminem has like more songs that are very attached to me. So it's just like I didn't think he was the writing didn't feel like really match the emotion for me personally. But like I think it's still like a sweet song, and I think it's not for us either. So like
Hey, so we're gonna skip over the like your favorite singer on this track.
No, that's fine. We don't need to do that. There's a thing that happened off camera. We're chilling, but like it's just like
don't do your girl Skylar like that. Man.
Stop! Shut the fuck up. My girl Skylar, fuck you. If I wanted to impress some hicks, don't worry, I'll give her a call. So like you chill with that.
The fact that I would have to leave that in, dude. You're never getting a Skylar Grey collab, dude.
You know, he was like, listen, shout out to Skylar Grey doing her thing, you know. He was like, whenever, like, she's on a track with Eminem, like, you know.
You're not gonna like it.
You know, I'm not, you know, it's not my thing. I'm sorry, but, like, if you like Skylar Grey and this is you, makes you cry, but let's go ahead, you know, go weep like a baby, you know. It's not, you know, it's for y'all, not for me, so. But, like, next song I actually do like a bit. The Bad One.
This is, bro, when I heard that hook, I was like, hey, this sounds like some Despicable Me type.
I know.
I can definitely I can definitely see this on the next Despicable Me movie soundtrack. Pharrell needs to get on the phone, dude.
He's like, yo, M. A Pharrell and M collab would be interesting as fuck. Yeah. It could be really good or really fucking terrible.
They should collaborate.
I fucking hate you, cause I was thinking about that. I was like, why wasn't it? He was like, why wasn't this? I still can't believe Pharrell dissed Drake on the Despicable Me 4 soundtrack. That shit still is like it boggled in my head. But like I actually do like the song. And White Gold, I didn't like him on Habits, but I did like him on this song. And the beat is so like cool. Like it's one of the coolest beats on the project.
I don't even know why, but that hook instantly reminded me of like a Despicable Me song.
I know, because I'm a bad one. That just fits right into those movies too. So it's crazy. But I thought Eminem was like, even though there was a lot of conflicting feelings, I'm like, yeah, I use Slim Shady to offend people. I'm like, isn't Slim Shady dead? Like, can we stop talking about Slim Shady, please? Like, goddamn, like it's just like.
Well, wait, but here, that's what I was gonna talk to you about. Going back to Guilty Conscience too, real quick. Mm-hmm. What did you take at like? What did you get from the ending skit of that track? Because the way that like he laughs at the end, it kind of makes me think that like Slim Shady didn't really die.
Yeah, I guess not, because like he's still talking about Slim Shady here, you know. And there's a lot of lyrics, you know, but like. You know, any MGK slander is good slander. One of the worst rappers of all time is definitely like MGK. Like, you know, so any slander towards him, no matter who it is, you know, it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch for sure. What's your opinion on MGK? I just want you to talk shit about MGK.
It's such a fucking. I don't fucking know. He dates Megan Fox now, and he like looks like a vampire. That's all I can fucking say.
It looks like a vampire. I've been seeing a lot of True Blood recently, so I could definitely see the resemblance. So like, yeah, Bad One I actually really do enjoy, even though some of the lyrics are like a little trash. I think that beat is so cool, and the chorus actually bops. Like it's a boppy chorus. It's like an actual good chorus on an Eminem album, which is rare these days.
So listen, this one.
Toby. Which I thought it was just okay. Yeah, Babytron and Big Sean sound the exact same. You know, like I don't know why Big Sean's.
I can honestly say now.
Big Sean, don't be in no beefs, because every song sounds the same. All this is gonna sound.
Listen, real quick advice, Big Sean. Please don't try to go like Kendrick. You're not gonna fare well.
It'll fare well. When you gotta drop, every time you drop an album, he's gonna drop something. So just give in. That's so fucked up. Shout out to Big Sean. Make sure you support him, man. You know, so it's like
shit. I'm not gonna support him after that bullshit ass pew 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 song.
Why you gotta mention the pew 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 song? You mean Precision? Can you just say, you're just gonna call it the pew 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 song?
No, that's the fucking pew 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 song from now on, dude.
That's such a bad hook, man. God damn. That Detroit water, man. It's like there's always shit in there.
Got that tainted water.
Oh my god, he's like But then after that we get everybody's favorite Eminem character, Ken Kaniff on Guess Who's Back. You know, that's
a bag of violence. I'm gonna reach around and grab you.
I hate how we like this shit. It makes us laugh. You know, even though it's dog shit, we recognize that it's low-key dog shit, this skit. But it makes us laugh because, like, it brings such, like, memory. Oh, gross. But, like, the fact that Ken Kaniff is bringing memories is crazy.
Hey, fuck you, dude. I had the Slim Shady, like, the cartoon. I had the CD.
Hey, no. What, you do?
Yeah, and you know, funny enough, you know who gave it to me?
Who?
Jake.
Oh my god, Jake gave you?
Yeah, like back in the day.
That's fucking hilarious. I
Yeah.
never knew that. I gotta see this shit. Shout out to Jake for
Yeah.
giving him the fucking Slim Shady
Yeah, that
show.
was such a random thing that he gave me.
Like,
Hey, bro,
he's like, I don't want, I want this cracker shit. You look like one of them or some shit. You might have to censor that actually.
But no, so he did give me that, and
Oh
so
my God.
I was very familiar with Tenkiness.
Oh my god, especially he's like an actual character in this show too.
He is.
Fucking stupid. Oh my god, so it's just like, yeah, no. And then we get to the last track, which I think is one of the other emotional Eminem songs on this album, and a weird way to end the album.
Yeah, that was another track that felt out of place.
Yeah, I'm just like, bro, why are you having this recovery fucking ending, and then it's just like the death of Slim Shady? Imagine like this SSLP like ends with like a fucking like, I don't know, fucking like Spice Girl song. Like, wait, what the fuck? What the fuck?
But so I will say that I did enjoy this one just mainly because the song that they sampled is a song that I really enjoy. It's called "Save Me" by Jelly Roll.
Yeah.
So that's an amazing song on its own. If you guys haven't heard that song.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the sampling of the song, and then again, this one wasn't that special to me. Just because of, like I said, we've heard Eminem talk about the whole drug thing before.
Yeah. So. Even on Revival, I can't believe compliment to this album, but like the last two tracks are like something similar to these emotional tracks on here, and which he actually did really well. Like those like the only two good songs off that album are like the last two songs of Revival. I don't know their names. Like
Castle in a Rose.
Castle in a Rose. Yeah, those are like the only two good songs in the album. So like even on that album, he kind of did this type of thing better than I think he did here. But like, it is emotional, it's nice, it's sweet, and like, that's cute. But also, did it really need to be on this album? Did it really need to end the album? Like, it's such a, somebody say like I don't know, I think it's just such a weird way to end it on that note, you know? It's like, oh, actually, this because like Slim Shady's dying, and like, shut up. No, it's still out of place. It's still really out of place, and I think a lot of this album is very misconstrued. Like, it's like he had the concept, but he didn't know what he was going, so he just made a bunch of shit and tried to put it in the best way possible.
All right, so let's give our quick final thoughts. For me personally, like I said, I think this is the best Eminem album we're gonna get at this point.
For sure.
So I'm just gonna take it for what it is, and even though there are some tracks that I absolutely fucking hate on this,
really bad shit on here.
For the most part, I personally enjoyed most of them.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing too that just kind of solidifies this for me being the best album from his last three is that the replay value, at least for me, is really high on this, which it hadn't been for the last three albums.
Yeah.
So that's one of the main reasons why I enjoyed this album as much as I did. But overall, I do think it's a solid album, and I think it's the best one that he's put out in quite a while, and so I'll leave it at that. I'll give it a solid 7 out of 10.
For me, it's more of a mixed bag for me. Like, I think the production is stepped up on this album. I think, like, I like when Eminem creative peaks hit, they hit really fucking good on this album. Like Guilty Conscience 2, I'm replaying a lot. Lucifer, I'm replaying a lot. Even Bad One, I'm like replaying a lot. But like also like, but those are the only songs I'm basically replaying. If you know what, fuck it, Brand New Dance too. I because that shit is fascinating.
Of course you will.
Like, it's just like, it's not good. I'm not gonna put up the score for that, but like it's a. How Eminem achieved that as an artist is pretty interesting, but I hate that he did it. But Renaissance is cool, but like overall, I think it's a mixed bag. I think it's disjointed. I think a lot of the shit it's trying to say doesn't really go out well, because we know like there's gonna be stands that are gonna be like, see, he's this type of person. And it's like, no, it's Slim Shady, you fucking idiot, you stupid stan. You don't get anything hip hop, you fucking stupid cunts. And also, speaking of stupid cunts, speaking of stans, like the amount of people are like, this is the best Eminem album ever. I'm just like, are you fucking
listen,
like,
bro,
I was just like,
there's no point in fucking talking
like,
to
but like, I also disagree like with people who are saying this is his worst album ever. I'm like, have y'all heard Revival? Have y'all heard Music to Be Murdered By? But at least side B. I know people like side A. I don't like side A at all, but like side B is fucking dog shit. Have you heard? Even Kamikaze has not aged very well, and even then, Encore exists. Like that's a really bad album. Like I know like Encore is interesting to me, but that's like one. It's legit like a dog shit. Like fuck everything it misfires in that album. I guess it did its job, but that's the thing too with this album. It did its job, but did it do it well? Did it do it as well as he intended? I no, no, I don't think so. But I don't think it's his worst album. I don't think it's his best either. It's just there's songs I really do like here a lot. I was debating on. It's just like I don't hate this album. I don't like. We talk about revival, which we will do later this year. So it's just like that. That's a whole nother beast. But like I do like a lot of the things here. I like what a lot of things Eminem did attempt, and some things that he did achieve that really guilty conscious 2 alone really did amp up the score for this album quite a lot actually. I'm between 4 and a 5. I'm gonna give it a 5 for now. Like so, it's just like a so it's
Out of 10?
5 out of 10. Yeah, so it's just
Damn.
like I was gonna give it lower, but like I think it's not the worst shit he's ever made. He's made tons of more terrible things. He's like I know with that factor, people like oh then you're being too nice about it. Like but like it's not other than like there's replay value with some of these, but I don't think as an album, it's not like Mr. Morale, the Big Steppers, where like the whole album can be replayed, and replayed. But for like, I'm like, okay, I got what I needed. And it was okay. It was better than his other projects for sure, And I hope we see no more Slim Shady. So yeah.
Okay, well, so now moving on to our picks of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to go first?
Yes, because I have a few by the rapper known as Blue. Classic West Coast LA MC, made Below the Heavens. Amazing album. But I'm going to recommend all his albums that came out this year. You know how many albums Blue has dropped this year, Raul?
How many?
4.
The fuck? How long are they?
One's 19 minutes, one's an hour. The other one is which one's the other one? The other one is also is 30 minutes, and the other one is 40 minutes. So he put out basically 2 hours worth of music just this year. So I'm gonna recommend Out of the Blue, which came out in March, which is an amazing lyrical West Coast album. I think it's so underrated right now. No one's really talking about Out of the Blue by Blue, and it's legit one of the best hip hop albums of the year. I love it. And Los Angeles, the album Los Angeles, the most recent album by Blue, and the tracks are produced by Evidence, and it has Domo Genesis and Navy Blue on it. Dope ass rappers too. So those are my 2 recommendations by the rapper Blue. Blue is one of the best of all time. He is. Out of the Blue and Los Angeles by the rapper Blue. So if you haven't heard Below the Heavens, listen to that. That's a must-hear West Coast classic. That's an amazing album. Those are my recs.
All right, so my recommendation, I'm going to keep it West Coast as well.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go with a very popular single from the late great Nipsey Hussle.
Nice.
And that is Ocean Views. It is a 2016 single, and it's honestly one that I've heard before, but I never really sat back and listened to it until it came on last night. And the more that I listen to it, the more I can say that this is easily becoming one of my favorite Nipsey Hussle songs. Mm-hmm. So again, that's Ocean Views. It's a 2016 single by Nipsey Hussle, so make sure you check that out. And that's going to do it for this episode.
Yeah.
We hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you all in the next one.
Peace.